So right now we're turning into the wind. So what we'll do, we'll make sure we're over a nice, low spot. We're up nice and high, because we want to complete this thing by at least, 1,000 feet AGL.
Okay.
So we're sitting there. So we're actually at about 2,000 feet AGL right now. So we got a little space to play with. So what we're going to do is I'll be on with you here.
Okay.
We'll slowly introduce it. So we need slower than ETL airspeed.
Okay.
So we're going to slow down. And we also need a sink rate or descent rate of greater than 300 foot per minute.
Okay.
And so we're going to feel ETL. And what we're going to do when we notice that we're falling through ETL and that we're falling, and there it is.
There's ETL.
So now down, and there we are. So now raise the collective slightly. You see how our descent rate starts to go up?
Oh yeah.
There you go. So now lower the collective slightly, push forward. Now don't pull back because you'll get us into it worse now. So now push forward, look outside, don't look at your instruments anymore. Get your nose just a little bit lower than the horizon. Right pedal, don't lock your feet up. Right pedal control our yaw. Don't let us rock from side to side. Get your airspeed up now, raise the collective, get rid of that sink rate. So if you freeze up when we're in here, we can actually induce it and kill ourselves by practicing it. So make sure that...
Yeah, I mean, I've never done it, so I don't know what to look out for, so that's why
that's why I give you the warning here. So the one thing you want to do is what we're looking for, is we're looking for a descent rate that gets larger when we raise the collective, like is what happened right there.
So we're slowing down.
There you go. And so the one thing, how do we cure this thing, is to take away one of those 3 links in the chain.
Do we need to tip the nose down so we pick up speed?
Yes, exactly. We get above ETL, so we pick up speed just like we did just a second ago.
Okay.
Let's just pick up a little bit.
So I'm going to lower the collective. Let's see if this happens again.
There you go.
About 300 feet, you said?
Yep, so we get to a 300 foot per minute descent rate. Keep looking outside, keep your yaw under control, keep the aircraft under control.
That's like right there.
And there you go. And now we feel that thud of ETL, but we haven't got that little shudder yet. That means that we're in settling with power because we're just descending. So raise the collective a little.
There it is.
And now you see, there it is. Yep. So now...
tip the nose forward, right?
Yep, so tip that nose forward. Now get down on the collective a little bit. There you go. Now you notice your speed increase once you lowered it a little. Now give us some right pedal. Get above ETL. Now raise the collective. Fly out of it. Now keep your cyclic forward. Get us 60 knots again. We'll do a climbing right turn and we'll climb back up because we lost about 300 feet right there.
Okay. Interesting. Alright, 60 knots.
So don't push immediately forward. Keep looking outside. Give yourself a 60 knot attitude and hold it. And there comes our airspeed indicator. There you go. And keep it at 60. Don't pull our nose back. Okay, climb. Just use collective for that. I got one guy taking off right there. Bremerton traffic helicopter 9110 goes about 2 miles out to the west, indicating 1,900 feet, climbing up to 2,200, practicing stationary maneuvers 2 miles out to the west of Bremerton. Alright. So yeah, what we're looking for is we realize we're getting into it by feeling that shudder and knowing, and first we're going to feel the thud of ETL, and then we feel that little shudder and our controls start to get mushy. And so we realize, oh crap, we're in settling with power, so we got to push forward, get above ETL so we're not flying into our vortices anymore. So we fly out of our vortices and then we end up getting out of that. However, what kind of situation would be giving us a descent rate as well as a slow airspeed? What kind of a situation would we be in to do that to ourselves?
I mean, when this would happen?
Yeah.
I mean, if you, for some reason, have to do a downwind landing, which you obviously wouldn't want to do, but...
Well, just landing in general.
Yeah.
This is how... Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that it's actually a...
We'll be around 2,500 feet, and then kind of between those...
Keep us moving forward. We don't want a tailwind. We want to make sure that we're turned into the wind. So we'll turn just around these little wispy things right here, and keep us a little bit more to the right, if you would be so kind. And we'll split the needles between these 2 little guys. Go ahead and push us forward a little bit, get that airspeed back, get that 60 knots so we can actually move around here. Hold that cyclic forward, And then if our altitude starts to drop, we'll just catch it with the collective. Pull us to the right if you'd be so kind. Get us closer to the airport. And then keep turning us right.
Turning right here?
Yep.
So we don't...
Yeah. We're about 500 feet higher, so these little wispy things are actually just touching around. So go ahead and keep turning us to the right. We'll face down there towards the water, where that wind is coming out of.
Okay.
Lower the collective slightly because we're climbing up even more. Keep turning us around a little. Nice. Alright. Now we're going to slow down. We're feeling for ETL.
Okay, bring it back.
So, there we go. And just don't get us too nose high. Just keep us level and gently slowing down. Now get us nose level.
Right there's nose
There you
level.
go.
Okay. And
Now there's that sync rate.
Yep.
There's that shutter. Now down on the collective.
Down on the collective.
Forward on that cyclic. There you go.
Hold it right there.
Down collective a little bit. Right pedal, don't let your nose go. There you go. Right pedal to keep us in trim. Our trim strings are just wet, so they're stuck to this thing.
Okay.
There you go. And go ahead and descend us down to about 2,000 feet, and you can give us a left 360 if you like. But keep us up at 60 knots if you'd be so kind. You'll kind of look for the traffic out here as well. Get that nose down, get us speeding up a little bit. There you go, and if we're dropping too much, catch it with that collective. But keep us turned to the left and we'll turn inside this little cloud right here. Although if you can see through it, it doesn't really count as a cloud, it's more haze, but don't slow us down anymore. And then we got this cloud in sight, so what we'll do is we'll just kind of actually... we'll go to the right of it, because that little wisp, if you can see through it, it's just haze. And then we'll turn into the wind again. So, this is one of those things that, and then make sure, don't concentrate too much outside. Keep yourself honest on that horizon right there, and your nose.
Are we going to fly between those two little clouds or past the one near 45-degree angle?
Yeah, right in there is perfectly fine. So at about, what, 11 o'clock? 10:30 maybe?
Speed up a little more here.
And just once we get to the west of this cloud right here, we just make sure we got a little bit of good space between us and that cloud, and then we turn into the wind and we can slow ourselves down. Just don't let us balloon back up. You want to stay away from those ones right there. So go ahead and keep that collective coming down a little. There you go.
Reference traffic, Cessna 25836 is about 4 miles to the north, inbound flight 19.
I can't hear these guys hardly.
Reference traffic, 664 Delta West 819.
There he goes. That's the guy I was listening for. Alright, so now we're into the wind.
Okay.
So now we slow down, we catch ETL, so we get out of it, and we don't want to be in this too much because we get not only a rapid sink, but it also takes us altitude to get out of it.
Yeah.
Somerton traffic, Cessna 46203 at Avian Flight Center, taxi runway 19.
There's ETL.
There you go. So we keep looking outside.
And now lower the collective. Actually, are you dropping?
There you go. Yeah, exactly. So we're already falling out of it. Now look outside. There's that sync rate. There you go. Lower the collective, right pedal now.
Now we're speeding up already.
There you go. Now raise the collective. So how the situation we're going to get ourselves to get into this thing is if we're landing just in general, right?
Yeah.
So we started that at 2,200 feet, and we're now at 2,000. Now we're climbing out. So go ahead and slow us down again. We'll do another one here.
Okay.
So it's taking us, and we're knowing that we're doing it. It's taking us 200 feet to recognize it and then get out of it.
Yeah. If you're at 500 or at 700 feet, it's going to go very quickly.
Yeah, so we'll be, basically, if you're on final and you're trying to slow down and you slow down to ETL, then that means we're within about 300 feet of the ground.
So there's ETL.
There it is.
Now I'm starting to sink.
There you go.
And here's the shutter. Okay, and
There
I'm
it
going
is.
to tip it forward, left pedal.
Right pedal. Right pedal. Keep looking outside and yawing control, so you want to pick an object out there to make sure you know that you're going for it. There you go. And we're just putting whatever pedal we need in to keep ourselves in line with our spot, so we need a little bit more to the right there. There you go.
Do another one?
Yeah, we can do one more.
Okay. Alright, so I'm going to slow down.
And Bremerton traffic, Bonanza 664, Delta's clear, 19.
Alright, there's ETL. And here comes Delta. Right there, and we're sticking. And
There you go. Keep looking outside now. Don't look at your instruments. Keep yourself honest. Get that right pedal in. Right forward cyclic to turn yourself into the wind.
there you go.
Awesome. Nice.
Okay. Nice.
See, so